So real quickly, I want to remind everyone that this is the only time I'm going to mention it, the time to apply for your quota permit for spring gobbler season is upon you. If you haven't done it yet, apply. All right? You've been warned. You've been advised. This is the Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman YouTube channel, and my name is Peter Updike. We hunt and fish and do all things connected. All things connected being like write a book. I wrote Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. Christmas time is coming, so I've got a little change in venue. You can get 8 copies are left on the eBay format. I don't know what you call it. You can go on eBay and you can get a copy of my book, Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. I think there are 8 copies left. Like I said in the other video, after this Christmas, there will be no more online sales. I'm saving all the rest of my books for book events where I can shake your hand and meet you and sell you a copy and sign it and give it to you. So if you want one for Christmas for a loved one, it's great reading. Planes fall out of the sky, horses tumble down the mountain. Short stories, all of them are true, and written by me, Peter Updike, local boy made good, wrote this book. And yeah, I'd be happy to have you have one of my books. So if you don't get one online, you can come to one of my book events. We'll announce it. We got one coming up in February. It'll be at the True Heart Ranch. We'll talk about that more. It'll be the Turkey Extravaganza, and I'll be looking forward to meeting you and talking with you and sharing ideas and thoughts and, yeah, my book. Okay, so, yeah, to find it on eBay, all you've got to do is just put in Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman, and it'll come up again. Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman by Peter Montgomery Updike. There's that. All right, we're going to the Ocala National Forest. We're doing some scouting during the gun season, and I've always said that your scouting should be done during the archery season, but the problem is that sometimes certain areas lag behind as far as seeing sign, and you'll start seeing rubs and you'll start seeing scrapes right smack dab in the middle of gun season. And I've been wanting to expand my search for opportunity in the dog hunt area that maybe the dog hunters aren't impacting. So that's what this next video is about. And I would like to be able to hunt closer to home, not so much driving, an hour here or an hour there in a stand and then go home. As time goes by, I'm growing weary of the traveling to go deer hunting. I want to go deer hunting close to home. So that's what the process is. That's what the thought is, and we're seeking to make that happen through scouting and making discoveries and trying to figure it out. Let's go to the Ocala National Forest and let's see what we see. Love you guys. See you in a bit. Bye. So welcome to Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. My name is Peter Updike, and I'm in the Ocala National Forest today. And I'm scouting out an area that I've bow hunted in, but never gun hunted in. Reason being, it's in the dog hunt area. I decided that this year that I needed to make an attempt to try and find a place to hunt that was closer to home. And the dog hunt area is like my backyard, right? So I've got to figure it out. It's the goal that I've set for myself. So it's what I'm going to try and do. So over here's a clay road. Over here's a hard road. Thinking across the road is Sunny Hill Preserve. This over here is so close to the road, I don't know if they would dare put their hounds along this strip right here. Last week I scouted out on the other side of the clay road access, again, area that I've archery hunted. Never seen a deer there. Seen lots of sign, but never saw a deer. I've crossed the road today, and I found rubs over there and scrapes, but no decent setup. No place that I could sit with confidence that I might see a deer, because the area is so thick and dense. It's very, very difficult to hunt. But I came to this side, thought I'd walk this out. There was an area over here I was going to try. Dog hunters are dominating that. It's Sunday afternoon. I should know better, but I don't. So I got something here I want to show you. This is giving me a little bit of a pause now. I've been hunting up in Hopkins Prairie. I've hunted Hopkins Prairie 4 or 5 times, and I'm sad to report that I have not seen a deer. I'm not saying a shooter buck. I've not seen a deer in all of archery season. Muzzleloader. I hunted 2 muzzleloader hunts, and I hunted 1 gun hunt, and I've not seen a deer in the Hopkins Prairie. I've seen deer on other hunts. I just haven't seen on here. I'm thinking that this is like the hardest place in the world to hunt. But this is my access trail coming down through here, and I saw what appeared to be suspicious activity as far as scraping goes. Got one right here, but I can't get excited about that. But here is something here. We're going to walk down here. We're going to scout this out a little bit more. I got this to show you right here. This looks like it opens up over here. A lot of tall timber, maybe some access right here. But this is something to get excited about right here. Yeah, that buck made a mess of that thing. So I don't know if he's on this side of the road or on the other side of the road. Like I said, there's no hunting on the other side of the road. And have y'all ever smelled this plant? I always told it was called deer tongue. I don't know why they would call it that, but it's got such a beautiful fragrant odor. It's just a plant. When it dies, it ferments, and when it dies off and ferments, it puts out that beautiful smell. It's just one of the things that you smell. But let me show you this up here. See, it's got, looks like it opens up a little bit back in over here. But really, once I find a rub like that, and I got to climb over this obstacle. Try not to hang up the family jewels. Let's go over here. The case being there in here. I walked in a good 100 yards before I started seeing sign. Walked in 100 yards on the other side last week and did not see any tracks or any sign until I got a long ways off the clay road. Now along the hard road, I don't even bother being in that area, but this is running parallel to this hard road. But I did not see any sign, and that case holds true here too. This trail kind of dead ends. Coming up in here, another little rub. And here we have a very a very fresh scrape, and apparently that deer likes Bud Light. Now, just look at this with me for a minute. Up here we have the licking branch right here. And of course he's been digging, but you can tell that this is kind of fresh anyway, because the soil, all the sand is still on top of the leaves. And he's been raking back this way, putting the soil, making a scrape. Now this is not what I would call a scrape to get excited about, but it's better than nothing, right? I've seen scrapes way bigger than this one, but not this year. This could easily be a good legal buck, but it also could easily be, yeah, a 9.5 inch forky. And that brings me to another topic I wanted to touch on while we was making this video. I was hunting in the Croom Wildlife Management Area and saw a buck, and it gave me an opportunity that I did not take because I could not tell if that deer was legal. Now I'm looking back, I'm probably thinking he was over 10 inches main beam, but I could only see forks, so I could not confirm that it was a 3 points on one side. And yeah, if you're struggling with the antler restrictions, I'm right there with you, but I will not shoot a deer that's questionable, even though it looks like, if you're measuring with your eye, you can't tell the difference between a 9 and a 10 inch, and you can't tell a difference between a 10 inch and 11 inch main beam, which anything 10 inches or greater is legal. You can't legitimately split those hairs and be an ethical hunter. There's just no way. So I need to look for that third point, and if I wanted to put some venison on the table, right? But I just decided to let that deer walk, and I did not shoot at it, because even though maybe it looked like it had longer main beams than 10 inches, but you can't guarantee that. So there's a buck here, and I'm paying attention to this. The question is, when do I want to hunt it? So we're looking at Thanksgiving weekend coming up, and I'm thinking maybe in some of this right here, this looks like it opens up a little bit in there, so I'm just gonna walk this out, see if I can find access. What I need is a good decent tree to set up in. I'm not going to be able to watch that scrape. I only know that I'm in the vicinity of where a buck is using the area by virtue of the rub and the scrape. Find a place. This doesn't look too bad. This doesn't look too bad, but it's defined as thick cover, and it would be a challenge for me mentally to hunt this, because I can't see enough to satisfy my desire to see the habitat while I'm hunting. So I'm gonna continue trying to figure it out and find a way to hunt. I've come to decide that if you're hunting in the Ocala National Forest, I'll go ahead and say it, the hardest to kill a deer anywhere. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you think, no, my woods. Comment in the section below. Tell me where you're hunting at, where it's so difficult to see deer while stand hunting or still hunting. So many times you'll come hunt after hunt after hunt, and you won't see a deer, and you'll get discouraged and you'll want to quit. Especially if you're watching YouTube videos of people killing these deer, and on hunt after hunt after hunt, public land, how they doing it, I don't know. I only know that I'm not doing it, but I'm going to figure it out, and I want you to figure it out with me. We're going to walk down in here, and I'm going to try and find me a spot in this timber, maybe where I can see down into the cover. One of the challenges is we've got longleaf pines in here, which are great, but these are these sand pines, and they're all leaning and they're not big enough, and yeah, it makes it for a challenge to find a tree over something that you're willing to look at. And it just, yeah, I'm challenged on every side, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on hunting. Thanksgiving weekend, yeah, get in the woods regardless of the weather, regardless of what you're not seeing, and it only takes one encounter, as I've learned many, many times, to make for a successful season, and that's what we're after. So those are my 2 pointers on the antler restrictions and hunting in Ocala. Trying to figure it out. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'm just a Florida boy made good trying to kill a deer in the Ocala National Forest. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.